welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'm going to show you how you can repair your credit using the Credit Karma app, but probably not the way that you're thinking. So stay tuned.
Da 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 da. Da da da.
Alright, so what's up, gang? Hey, on today's video, I'm going to show you how you can repair your credit using Credit Karma, the free app, right on your phone. And before I even start, it's not the way you think. I'm not about to show you how to dispute a bunch of things within the app. I don't recommend that at all. I don't recommend doing anything online, doing anything, electronically as far as disputing account goes. I always recommend sending a letter when it comes to that. So I just want to go ahead and get that out the way. We're not about to go in there and hit a bunch of easy buttons because at the end of the day, sometimes cutting corners like that doesn't always get you the results you want. And I've tried it before and it hasn't worked out for me. And I hear a lot of success stories about doing it, but I also hear a whole lot of, not so successful stories that don't always make it to social media. So with that being said, we're not disputing inside the app. And second thing, Credit Karma gets a bad rap a lot. And I know it's because of the scores. Oh man, your Credit Karma scores that ain't what your score is, man. You ain't really got no 700, man. You got probably about a 600. And the reason for that is not that Credit Karma scores are wrong, is that they use Vantage scores. Okay, the problem with Vantage scores is don't nobody use them. So whenever you go and try to buy a house, they're using FICO scores. If you go to try to buy a car, they're using FICO scores. Most of your credit cards are using FICO scores. So it's not that Credit Karma's scores are wrong, it's that over 90% of lenders are using FICO scores. So it's not that it's wrong, it's just that ain't nobody using this. So I'm pretty sure there's some random credit card or department store card somewhere that might be using Credit Karma's scores, but I ain't found it yet. So with that being said, we're not gonna use the scores. So, all right, so now that we're done talking about what we're not gonna use and not gonna do, let's talk about all the things that we are gonna do. And let me pause real quick. If you don't know me, my name is Eric. I run a credit repair business in Alabama, and I come on YouTube as many times as I can. I try to do this weekly, and I put out a free video. That way you can have info you need to repair your credit without having to pay anybody. And I also have a weekly podcast as well called the Credit Repair Hangout, where you can get free credit tips, strategies, and things like that as well. So if you're not subscribed to the podcast, I definitely recommend that you do so. All right, enough about me. So here's how you can use Credit Karma to repair your credit. I love Credit Karma, the way they lay their information out. They give you an exact blueprint to go through it step by step and get all the points you need in order to repair your credit. So let's just start here. This is how the app will look when you open it up on your phone. You should have two of your credit scores side by side. They don't give you Experian. They give you Equifax and TransUnion, but it's a free app, so that's a start. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on one of these scores on your phone, like literally just go ahead and click on it. And after you do that, it's going to open up another screen, and this other screen is where the magic happens. This is where it tells you every single thing that's either helping or hurting your credit score. So let's start right from the top with the thing that impacts your credit score the most, and that's the payment history category. And as you can see, the way they lay these out, they give you each category and they tell you what your grade is in the category. That way you know what to work on. So for payment history, if you see any number other than 100%, that means you have a late payment or 2 or 15 on your credit report that you need to address. And I have videos on my channel as well if maybe you just have 1 or 2 late payments with a credit card, to where you can dispute those, or you can do a goodwill letter or email in order to get those off of your credit. But the main thing is, if you see it, know that that is something that's holding your score back. And this one category, you get 192 points in the payment history category. So if, all right, had to pause, phone, battery, stuff like that. But so hopefully I can cut that part out of the video. Maybe I might leave it, I don't care. So, so if you see the payment history is less than 100%, you got late payments that you need to address, whether you dispute them, write a nice email to the CEO of the company. You got to do something to get them off and get that percentage to 100 so you get all of those 192 points. And next biggest category is going to be your credit card utilization. So, and this is how you manage your credit cards. This category gives you 165 points. So that's a lot of points you're getting just for having a credit card. So you're going to click on that category as well, and then it's going to open up a percentage for you. And either you're going to have, a low percentage, like something 0 to 9%. Maybe you have a higher percentage, something over 30% because you need to pay your credit cards down. Or sometimes you might see 0%, and that's not necessarily good if you don't have a credit card. If you have zero data, or if you have no data, or if it says 0% and you don't have a credit card, that's actually hurting you. So you need to think about applying for an unsecured card. There's ways to get pre-approved for it. I have a video on that without it impacting your credit score. So you definitely want to do that so you're not running your credit each time. But you need to get a credit card so that you can start getting some of these 165 points. And if you have a credit card that's maxed out, then hey, you need to start paying that balance down. That way you can get more of those 165 points, because right now, if you open this app, if you open this category and you see your percentage says like 75% or 100%, I mean, you're pretty much tanking your credit score right now. And all you got to do is pay the balance down. And if it seems like a real tall mountain, you owe $10,000 or something like that, just start attacking it in chunks. Try to pay $100 on it every week. Maybe pay $50 on it every week. You just got to start doing something, because if you just sit there and stare at it every day and every month and never do anything, you're never going to start chipping away at it. The way you chop down a tree is you got an axe and you just swing at it, one swing at a time until you get it down. So, and then the next category that you need to focus on, which ties back into your payment history category, is going to be the derogatory marks. So if you go to your derogatory marks section and you see anything other than 0, that means you got work to do, because you got some collection accounts that are on your credit report. And collection accounts show that you didn't pay somebody on time, so it's lowering your payment history and it's hurting your credit score. So, and guess what I got? I got a video on my page that shows you how you can delete collection accounts. So if you got 6 or 7 of these on your credit report, and let's say you get one deleted, you might see a 15-point increase. You get another deleted, another 15-point increase. It might even be more than 15 points. Maybe it's 20 points. But whatever it is, you got to start getting some of those points by disputing these collection accounts and getting them off of your credit report. So I think you're starting to see the gist of it. You got other categories as well. You have one that's your age of credit. So that is one that accounts for 15% of your credit score. So that's about 82 points. So one thing you can do, and it tells you on this as well. So you'll click on it. And another good thing I like about Credit Karma too is if you click on the information button, it'll tell you what's good, what's bad, what's in between. So you don't even have to guess it. All you got to do is go in there and get it to whatever they're saying. And then you'll make sure you're getting all the points in that category. Regardless of Credit Karma's score being wrong, the information in there is going to get you the credit score you need, which is your FICO score. It's going to get you improvements in your FICO score by doing these things. The actions, the information is still correct inside the Credit Karma app. Just the scores they're showing you are not, because they're a different model. But so, and one thing you can do there, on credit age. I mean, sometimes credit age just comes with time, but there are a few things you can do, like maybe reporting your apartment rent. If you've been in your apartment for 2 years and you have a brand new credit report, there's a way you can kickstart and give yourself 2 years worth of history. Or let's say you got an aunt, uncle, sister, cousin, sugar daddy. I don't know. Well, not the sugar daddy. It needs to be somebody in your family that can maybe add you onto their credit card. That's going to help you a lot if they have a real old credit card, maybe like 10, 15, 20 years old. That can help you by piggybacking off of their credit card, and it can help your credit age category. Don't try to sit up and build a credit profile off of piggybacking off of people's credit card. But what you can do is it can help supplement what you got going on yourself. So, and lastly, there's just a couple more categories that you'll need to work on. One of them is going to be your credit inquiries, and that's pretty much when you're going out and applying for things. You just want to keep that to a minimum. So click on that section for Credit Karma and see what it says for you. It's pretty much going to tell you that anything over like 2 is you're getting into, a pretty bad place to be as far as that, because the more times you're applying for stuff, the more it's lowering your credit score and it's making you look financially desperate. And people don't like that. Banks, they don't tend to like to lend to people who are just applying for credit left and right, because you look like you're just a loose cannon financially. So yeah, definitely keep those to a minimum. And if you have inquiries already on there, if you got a ton, I have a video on my channel as well that walks you through a strategy you can use to get inquiries deleted. So definitely jump on that. And then another category is, because inquiries also account for 55 points. So if you can master that category, you can get all 55 of those points. And this last category, which is your total number of accounts, and I also like to call it credit mix, it's pretty much you getting different kinds of accounts. You got credit cards, and you also have installment type loans, which are like student loans, furniture accounts, car notes, things like that. You just want to make sure you have a healthy number of accounts. You can't just have one credit card on your profile and think you're going to have really good credit, because it doesn't work that way. You need to have a healthy number of accounts, 3, 4, 5. The good thing about Credit Karma too is if you click on that information section, it's going to tell you what a good number of accounts is, and you just want to try to work your way up to that. And I think y'all get the gist of it now. Just go through each one of those categories and see where you're at. I mean, see what you need to work on, and just start doing something every single day. Just even if it's small, even if it's just a $40 credit card payment, just keep that momentum going. Start doing something. Don't procrastinate, because at the end of the day, the only person that's keeping you from repairing your credit is you. And I had to learn that too. So with that being said, appreciate you for watching. Definitely subscribe to the channel. If you like videos like this, head over to the podcast, subscribe to that too on Apple, Spotify, or wherever it is you listen to your podcast. And if you got episode ideas, hey, comments, drop them in the comments, or shoot your boy an email. I'll put the email in the video notes too. And until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.